H.R. 158 by Representative Firment to urge and request the Department of Health to conduct a study focused on risk associated with gender reassignment procedures on minors.
Representative Firment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is a resolution to urge and request the Louisiana Department of Health to conduct a study focused on the risk associated with gender reassignment procedures on children.
All right, question, Representative Plessis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Firment, what are we trying to do with this urgent request?
Trying to get LDH to do an assessment of the risk of gender reassignment procedures on children.
Can children have a gender reassignment procedure performed without any adult consent?
So what's included in this resolution would be chemical treatment such as puberty blockers and hormone therapies in addition to surgical therapies.
Can they have that without adult consent?
Without parental consent? I'm not sure. That's one thing hopefully this study can tell us.
So we're not sure if they can have these procedures without parental consent. I don't believe they can.
Okay, Representative Plessis, if I can follow up on your question. Even if parents are allowed to consent, one thing I would mention to you is Texas just did a real thorough review of these procedures and has concluded that this amounts to child abuse. So parental consent for child abuse is obviously something we don't want to assent to.
Okay, Texas, when you say Texas, who from Texas?
The Attorney General and Governor.
Okay, are they medical professionals?
I'm quite certain they have medical professionals working for them and consulted with them prior to completing that study.
Okay, so doesn't the LDH and the medical professionals who would be performing any type of procedure like this, don't they already have certain obligations that go along with their profession, that if there were risks involved, they would either make the parent know, make the child know that they would not knowingly perform anything that has associated risks involved?
I don't think so, because these procedures...
They have certain professional standards that they have to adhere to, right?
Okay. Those procedures are currently being performed, and they are harmful to children, so obviously the answer to that question is no.
Harmful based on whose standards?
Representative Plessis, one thing I would mention that you do is go back and look at a special 60 Minutes ran last year, and one of the children highlighted was a young man, a young teenager from Baton Rouge, who was chemically treated with hormone blockers, puberty blockers, and hormone treatments. 3 months after that, he was castrated, became suicidal after that, and it was a very compelling story.
I saw it. I did. I saw that story.
Yeah, I'm sure you were moved by it like I was.
Well, I just think that in this chamber, we have a lot of discussions and debates around personal choice, do we not?
Yes, we have.
Right, and we make decisions around personal choice, and I guess my thinking with respect to this resolution, and we want to assess the risks, which I share that similar concern, but I also share the concern about if an individual makes a personal choice, what impact that has on other individuals. So I'm trying to understand how if an individual makes a personal choice, how that decision would impact someone else's life. We've had a lot of discussions around transgender youth with respect to youth sports and how letting transgender girls play on girl sports would impact other girls. I'm trying to understand how a personal choice would impact another individual with respect to this study.
Yep. Thank you for that question, and my personal belief is that the number one function of government is protecting its citizens, especially children. We don't allow children to vote. We don't allow children to buy alcohol, cigarettes. We don't allow children to enter into legal contracts. Why in the world are we letting them remove their genitals?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I wouldn't say that we are doing that. I'm not. But what I'm getting back to is the question about personal choice and the impact that this may have on others. So thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
Representative Mike Johnson for a question.
Rep. Firment, your family's involved in education, working with children care, and things like that, aren't they?
Yes.
And this is not, you're not passing a resolution to do something other than study the issue, bring in all of the interested parties, get some experts, and find out, seek the truth. Is that
That's right.
That's all we're trying to do.
We need the accurate data so we can come back here next year and make a good decision.
That's all you're doing, though, right?
That's correct.
No money being spent, no program being created, no prohibition being enacted. That's all it is.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, there are no more questions. Representative Furman moves final passage. All those in favor vote yea. Those opposed vote nay. The clerk will open the machines. Members, vote your machines. Vote your machines, members. Through voting. Echols, yes. Miller, yes. Wright, yes. Through voting. All right, close them up. 67 yeas, 13 nays, and the resolution is passed.
Representative Ivy moves to return